Hello and good night. Welcome to another bedtime story. This story is meant to help you sleep or to relax your mind. Try and find a comfortable place, such as your bed or a soft chair. If you feel comfortable, you can close your eyes now. Try and let go of the day as we begin our tale. Tonight's story is Ironjohn. In a forgotten part of the kingdom, beyond the reach of roads and the whispers of men, there lay a dark and uncharted forest. Travelers who entered seldom returned, and those who did spoke of an eerie silence, as if the trees themselves listened but never spoke. The king, a man of great learning and a stern ruler, grew uneasy by the stories of disappearances near the woods. He sent his best huntsmen to uncover the mystery, but none came back. Then he sent his bravest knights, armored in steel and courage, yet they too vanished, leaving behind only silence and unanswered questions. At last, the king called upon his most skilled and relentless hunter, a man who had never failed to bring down even the mightiest of beasts. This hunter ventured into the forbidden woods with only his hound and bow. For days, he found no sign of life until his hound caught a scent and let out a low growl. With caution, the hunter followed his dog's lead and soon stumbled upon a deep, blackened marsh at the heart of the forest. The water was as dark as ink, thick and unmoving, as though it held secrets long buried. As the hunter knelt to examine the strange pool, a great, hairy arm shot up from the depths, grasping his hound and pulling it under. The hunter leapt back, heart pounding. He had seen beasts of all kinds, but never one like this. Wasting no time, he ran back to the king and told him of the monstrous arm that had dragged his hound under the waters. The king, who did not like things in his realm to be wild and unruly, determined to end this menace, gathered his knights and ordered the construction of a great iron net. The net was not made of ordinary iron. The king summoned his blacksmiths to forge it under the light of a blood moon, tempering the metal with strange powders steeped in alchemy. Some whispered that the king had consulted old forbidden tombs, that his power came from a darker source than merely knowledge of war and rule. The blacksmiths worked tirelessly, their hammers ringing through the night as they shaped the net with runes of binding, symbols etched into the iron that glowed faintly with a reddish hue. Once it was ready, they returned to the marsh, casting the net into the water. They pulled, and with a mighty heave, they dragged forth a hulking figure, a man covered head to toe in wild, matted hair, his eyes gleaming like embers in the dark. The king's men shackled the creature and brought him to the castle. The people whispered and recoiled as they saw him, this man-beast from the cursed woods. The king, uncertain whether the creature was man or monster, had him locked away in an iron cage in the castle courtyard, where he became both a wonder and a warning. Children dared each other to creep close to the bars, only to flee when the creature's golden eyes met theirs. The people called him Ironjohn, but there were elders in the kingdom, remembering old stories and whispering that he was no mere savage. They spoke of an age when the forest had not been feared but revered, when a great guardian had watched over its depths. Some believed Iron John had once been a nobleman or even a prince, forsaken, his past now buried beneath years of wilderness and solitude. For years, Iron John remained in his cage, silent and waiting. Until one day, the king's son, a young prince full of curiosity and mischief, approached him. The boy had grown up within the walls of the castle, watched over by tutors and guards. Expected to one day rule a kingdom he barely knew beyond its gardens and halls. His days were filled with lessons in swordplay and diplomacy, but none of it satisfied the restless energy within him. He longed for something more, something unknown and untamed. One afternoon, after slipping away from his lessons, he wandered into the courtyard where Iron John was kept. He had seen the creature before, but never up close. Now, standing before the iron bars, he felt no fear, only fascination. The wild man did not look at him with menace, nor did he roar or rattle the cage as the stories claimed. Instead, he simply sat, watching the world through golden eyes that seemed older than the stones of the castle itself. Summoning his courage, the prince stepped closer. "Who are you?" he asked. Iron John's golden eyes rested on the young boy, considering deeply. His voice, when he finally spoke, was deep as the roots of an ancient tree. "I am the keeper of that which has been lost. But tell me, young one, do you wish to see what lies beyond these bars?" The prince hesitated, then nodded, and so Iron John gave him a task. "The key to my cage lies beneath the queen's pillow. Bring it to me, and I will show you things the walls of this castle could never reveal." The prince furrowed his brow. "Why should I trust you?" Iron John tilted his head. "Why should you trust anyone who tells you what to believe, what to do, what to be? I offer you the unknown. Are you not curious?" The boy hesitated. "What will you do if I free you?" "I will walk out of this place, as I should have done long ago." Iron John's golden eyes studied the boy. "And if you have the courage, you will walk with me." The prince swallowed hard. "And if I don't?" "Then you will remain here, safe and certain," Iron John said. "But you will always wonder what might have been." The prince wrestled with his conscience, but his yearning for adventure, for a life outside of the palace walls, won over obedience. That night, he crept into the queen's chamber and took the key from under her pillow, his heart hammering as he carried it back to the courtyard. He unlocked the cage, and Iron John stepped out, stretching his limbs for the first time in years. He placed a hand on the boy's shoulder. "Come," he said. "Your old life ends here, and a new one begins." The prince hesitated for only a moment, looking back at the towering castle that had been his world. He thought of the warmth of his mother's embrace, the stern lessons from his father, the laughter of the servants, and the safety of his chamber, high in the tower. He thought of all the days, wondering what lay behind these walls that, for all their grandeur, had begun to feel like a cage of their own. He remembered countless hours questioning his tutors on what the greater world looked like, yet never getting the answers that satisfied his curiosity. He had spent his days being taught what was expected of him, yet no one had ever asked what he truly desired. He longed for experiences that would stretch his abilities and broaden his world, and now, standing on the edge of something vast and unknown, he realized that he did not regret his choice. He turned back to ironjohn and stepped forward. Together, they slipped into the darkness of the forest, the torches of the castle flickering behind them. As the trees closed around him, the prince did not feel fear, only exhilaration. For the first time in his life, he felt free, and though he did not know what lay ahead, he knew one thing: he would never look back with regret. The end. Thank you for listening to this bedtime story. I hope you enjoyed the tale tonight. If you did, please like the video and subscribe to the channel for more audiobooks and tales to come. Until next time.